Hello, Miss Williams. How are you feeling? How are you doing? I love the hair. Come on now, give it to us.
Thank you. Thank you for the curly crop tops. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling really good. Amazing. I feel blessed. Um, we're all happy and healthy over here. And so I have nothing to complain about and everything to celebrate.
Hey everybody, it's William Carter here with InquisitiveCarter.com. We are here to discuss your Rise and Shine event that was filled with Black excellence through various career fields that also empowered women and honored women. How did that idea come about?
It's interesting. I feel like it's not necessarily an idea, but just kind of something that I wanted to do per se. It's like wanting to have people over to your house. If I could just invite a bunch of women over to my home, I guess like Oprah, I would invite a bunch of women over to my home and just feed them, feed their bellies, feed their souls, feed their minds. And then also I would get to partake as well because I did this event because I needed this event. I needed to commune with other women. I threw the event with Keita Williams and with Cheryl P. Williamson because I like sisterhood. I need sisterhood, and I need this. Not just a sense of collaboration or talking about empowerment, but actually acting on it and putting it in motion. And so that's really what the impetus for having these events was all about.
You also worked with other women in the process.
Correct.
I saw that each woman was able to get a curated, authentically her box. And I know that that is Miss Keita Williams' brand. So I have to ask you, you touched on it a little bit, but how important was it for you to work with other women to put this event together?
My whole life, William, has been about sisterhood, right? And I'll say it like this. I came out of my mother's womb a sister, right? As soon as I landed on earth, I had sisters. And it was always impressed upon me the importance of my sisters and being there for my sisters, my blood sisters. And so when I came to Hollywood, it's the one thing that I really, truly, deeply missed and that I sought out in the industry. Yes, I sought great movie roles. I sought, a spot on TV and what have you. But the most important thing that I sought was family and sisterhood. And so I feel like coming back to these Rise and Shine events is, kind of going back to my roots, if you will. And I think that's also important for us to go back to what's really important, that sense of family, that sense of community, holding each other accountable and building something together. And I think the Rise and Shine events is just an extension of what I've always been, who I've always strive to be. And if we're talking about, being your authentic self, authentically her, I mean, Keita is the perfect partner for that. She's one of the most authentic people I know. So of course she has authentically her brand. Cheryl P. Williamson also is someone who is just really about uplifting other sisters and, collaborating with another woman and just serving other women to help them realize their dreams. I think now more than ever that's what's needed. I know it is for me. And so I said, well, why don't you produce a space? Why don't you produce an event where you can make that happen?
I love that answer because even in watching you speak, watching your hand moves, hearing your words, like it's all very much love filled that you can tell that it's coming from, a genuine place. Um,
Yeah, it is coming from a genuine place, William. And I will tell you, for me, again, it's very fortifying. And one of the things that I realized when I came to LA, and I, like I said, I missed my sisters and I missed my family so much, was I realized that I was naive in thinking that everyone had the same experience growing up. I was thinking that everybody came out of the house the way I did, and then I realized that they didn't. Over the years, I had experience that realized, wow, a lot of women are missing sisterhood, even the idea of it, but they are certainly missing other women who are reflections for them, to tell them when they're doing well, to tell them when they're not doing so well, to help them when they're not doing so well, and to help elevate them even when they are still doing well. So I thought, well, even as I go out for a role, it's always play the role you want to see, be the woman you want to see. And so even in my authentic life and in my living and, going forward in producing more work, it's about, you always have to produce what you feel there is lacking. And certainly for you, because it will fill you up. And then from your being full, you'll be able to pour into someone else. It's really important. A lot of times we in this industry and in Hollywood, we wind up in the rooms with the same people. We're always in a room with the same people, or a lot of the same people. And a lot of times those rooms are very exclusive, right? Some women will feel like, well, I didn't get invited, or, I never get to go to that event. And it's always, there's always a feeling of being left out. And, if I could have, we obviously had a capacity, so I couldn't invite everyone, but if I could have, I would have invited way more women than I was able to invite, because one of the things I wanted to make sure was to let you know that you were thought of, that you were invited to the space. It's part of why we had this event as a hybrid event. It was a hybrid of a virtual and a live in-person event, because that way we could invite women from Ohio and New Jersey and Florida, and women who were not in Hollywood, but we invited them to be in the room with some of the women who are. So yeah, it's important. We're all the same as far as I'm concerned. I don't care what our status is. I don't care what our role is. I don't care what religion we practice. We are the same. We are connected. And I think part of what I want to do with my events going forward is to make sure we feel connected.
Was there a moment in particular of the event that stood out to you?
Every moment that a woman stood up to come to the stage or was introduced was a moment where a song or music was played. And I'm very big on music. I love music, and I think music is very inspiring. It can evoke different emotions, and this was a very, very celebratory feeling that these songs, from Jill Scott and Erykah Badu and Lauryn Hill and India.Arie and all these empowering songstresses, a song would play and instantly, because we're Black and, we automatically move to the rhythm. We instantly went into celebratory mode and celebrating the woman who was being brought to the stage, right? But in that sense, we were also celebrating ourselves. We were celebrating with her, and that felt just energizing and, uplifting. And I tell you, I had a lot of women reach out to me following the event about the feeling that they got during the event. And that was important to me. It was something that I prayed about. I said, because, there is that saying, people don't forget how you make them feel, right? And so I just wanted this feeling of you matter. Even if it was my event, I wasn't even super concerned with the details. In the moment, I was able to be present and able to celebrate with these women. And that was just so important.
I can see that you are very specific with your words. I can see that you're very, positive energy, very much outspoken, very loving, and I can get all of those things just from hearing you speak about it. But for those that were not able to attend, how would you describe the feelings, emotions, all of that went into the event for those that were not there?
Thank you for asking. Thank you for saying that, William, but then also thank you for asking that, because everything was very intentional in the planning. Every word that was put into the script, everything. If there was something that felt like a negative word, I was like, let's flip that and change it. How can we make that into a positive perspective or point of view? Every detail about the room prior to arriving, even just the ask of, for God to be there and go ahead and bless the room was intentional. Um, for someone who was not able to attend, it was something that I wanted. If you heard about it or if you were able to see it, you were still able to get the feeling that, oh, women come together celebrating each other. All of them, not just one or two or three of them, all of them get to be celebrated. All of them get to feel seen and heard. And then for there to be a sort of understanding that we need each other. Like you are me. What I do, you can also do. And what you do, I can also do, I think that's, and, just again, in the planning, the team that I had, it was also very important that everyone who was a part of the team, from my partners in Cheryl and Kita to every single person, the person who was doing the social media, they were all sisters who all understood the vision, who all immediately got what we were doing, what we were trying to bring these women together for. And that's what you felt. That's what was felt in the room. The collaboration of, several sisters who got together and each played their part.
With the event, what did you learn about yourself?
That's a good one. Thank you. I learned that for many, many years, I've been getting information. I've been in the business, in the entertainment business, since I was 10 years old. And so I've been gathering a lot of information, and I know probably everything there is to know about being on a set. It's like second nature to me, right? So I know there's so many things that I can do, and I do a lot myself. One of the things that I did learn, if I'm being perfectly honest, is that I haven't always been empowering others because I would take over. I would say that, now that's my Vibra, my Virgo Libra, because I'll be like, listen, I got this. I can do it myself. Don't even worry about it. But I understand, again, going back to what I said about understanding what true empowerment means. It means taking something that you could do yourself, or you could. It's not. It's. I think it's more than delegating. It's actually choosing to say, "Hey, sis, I see you. I know that you can do this thing. Would you come and help me?" Not saying I need help. Yes, that's a thing too. But it's really saying, "Hey, sis, come do this thing that I see you do so well. Come do it for me. Can you help me with that?" That's what I learned that I haven't necessarily been doing in the way that is truly feels empowering. As an entrepreneur, I recently launched a business, she's got a habit.com. And I realized that you get to a certain point where, yes, as an entrepreneur, you wear many hats, you do many things, and you're kind of spinning all the plates yourself at a certain point, but you have to stop, because your business it won't last if you're trying to do everything yourself. And this is a conversation that I have often with other entrepreneurs. It's like, at what point do you realize you need help? Don't realize it when you're stressed out and your business is spiraling. Realize it earlier on. Like, something's got to give. If I'm going to grow, something's got to give.
You just mentioned your business, she's got a habit.com. Now, it would be in poor taste for you to bring it up and I not ask you about it. So I'm just being real with you. So can you tell me about the business? What is it? What do you have planned?
So it's she's got a habit, and it's a habit for wellness. It's a wellness focused multi-vendor marketplace that provides a platform for entrepreneurship and community building for women. And I really built it to empower women economically, but to live better lives, mind, body, and soul, right? So there's a blog there, there's a community there where we'll have conversations that are very specific to our experience. There's also a marketplace where I have vendors who are manufacturers. They sell handmade goods. I have my own storefront there, so we sell products. So it's kind of like a little bit of our own ecosystem, if you will, of empowerment.
With everything that you are doing, everything that you
Yes.
did with the event, with your business,
Yes.
you are an actress, producer, philanthropist, travel expert, all of those things, right?
Yes.
So, what is next for you?
William, I won't say what's next because I don't know what's next. I am in the midst of what is now, right? And what is now is what I want to be bubbling over. And whatever the overflow of what is now, that is She's Got a Habit, my Rise and Shine events, I want that I do have some plans, but for those things, which it's not for me to always talk about, but for those entities to grow, and for them to grow in a way that our territory is expanded, and women ultimately are able to be healthier, to be healed, mind, body, and soul. And if you already are in a healthy state, that you begin to overflow, that you can pour that and share that into other women.